Hello and welcome. I'm thinking we're in summer now, and a Monday morning in the summer feels different than Monday morning the rest of the year. So happy to see those of you who have joined us, and we'll just go ahead and get started and see if we have other folks who want to come and join us. I was thinking this morning again of the great value of our attention and that our ability the main purpose of this practice is one that you have the felt experience that your attention gives you the experience of presence where whatever you give your attention to is inviting presence, and that your presence, your attention, is as valuable and as precious as food and water. It's a basic nutrient. So just take a moment and see if you would be willing to value your attention and the way you use your attention as much as you value the other kinds of choices you make to nurture yourself during the day. So the choices that you make about, I imagine you wouldn't go more than a little while before you gave yourself water. And even if you're on any kind of a diet, you wouldn't go very long before you gave yourself some kind of food, some kind of nutrient. But we relegate our attention to it's kind of mechanical. We think of it as most people think about their cars. It works, and when it doesn't work, I get mad at it. And it's supposed to just work. And we don't realize that we can actually cultivate our attention and our ability to choose where we're putting our attention. So take a moment to evaluate over this past week whether you've actually chosen where you're putting your attention and how many different ways your attention has been captured. There, because at any given time there are both disasters but also things to celebrate, but there are things that, like, whoa, that capture your eyeballs. And so just a little evaluation for yourself of how much choice are you experiencing about where you put your attention. So the practice of loop of awareness is to give you more and more actual freedom, both in where you put your attention and the kind of attention that you give. So that's the overall what the practice is about. And what I have found is that simply shifting is the move, the essential move. So as you're listening to me, I'd like you to notice a body sensation. Just noticing. So giving your attention to you very specifically to a body sensation. And then listening to me again because I'm capturing your attention here. Plus, you have the Zoom call, so you have lots of people that you can look at, and that can capture your attention. So go ahead and let yourself either notice listening or notice somebody who's on the call, and then shift your attention to noticing your breath. Okay, and then again, noticing what I'm saying and then giving attention to you. So that is the basic move that we keep coming back to. And I noticed Darlene doing something that I sometimes do too, which is I give attention to me and I give attention out. And I find that my hands help me to remember. Because if I'm just using my attention, I can get captured and I'm just out there and I forget, oh, right, come back here. So you can use your breath, you can use touch, like I'm sending my attention out now. And now I'm bringing my attention back. And bring your attention this time to some place that you haven't given your attention to in a while. So generally, it will be a body sensation. It could be um, how expanded you feel on the inside. Give your attention to a place that you might be feeling a little stuck or flat. And when you give attention, I'd like you to notice that your attention can be focused. So let's try just like a focused is more like a jet stream on your hose. So really focusing that on a place in you where you're feeling a little tight or a little flat, and then letting that attention spread out in you. So generally we do a kind of hit and run with our attention. It's like when somebody says, "How are you?" and you go, "Oh, I'm fine." It's a little bit of a hit and run, bounce off. And so notice if your attention to you has been more of a bounce off, which is more like, "Come on, get in shape. I'm giving you some attention. Now show up, do your job so I don't have to pay any attention to you." And notice if you're willing to give a rich kind of settling in, the way that rain that we haven't seen here in over 6 months soaks in when it rains. That's the first step, but then soaking in is what really allows the nurturing. So when you let your attention go out now, I'd like you to let it go someplace that looks like it needs a little nurturing, and let your attention land and then soak in. And notice that that takes a little bit of time, and whether you'd be willing to let your attention go out. Like I'm noticing a place in the yard that I'm going to let my attention go and then just soak in. Your attention is like sun and rain. It helps things to grow. It helps to energy to circulate. And now let your attention come back to you and use a different kind of water. It could be like a sprinkler that you're letting the your attention land on your body and then soak in. So then you could do sprinkling out, letting it land and then soak in. Yeah, beautiful. And also, what I love, those of you who are not noticing Darlene, I want to draw your attention to what I notice you doing, Darlene, is you're letting your body respond to the attention. And that's such a great model. I want to draw people's attention to that possibility. That because also we've learned how to like be stiff and like I'm fine. The basic nothing affects me, but attention affects us. Let yourself be affected. So when you give attention to you, like I'm giving attention to my shoulders now and letting that soak in, and then I'm letting my body's going, ah, thank you, and responding to that. So notice that your attention creates more energy, and then notice what you want to do with that to actually integrate it. Because we have a whole like, I'm if I move and people see me moving, I'm going to look stupid, I'm going to look silly, people are going to judge me. And so, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, but some of us have learned, like, oh, that, it's pretty scary. So, one of the things I'm wanting you to do with loops and scoops is to get more courageous in your expression in your body. Do more weird stuff. And so that people, since there's so much weird stuff going on right now, how about you letting yourself be a source of good weirdness? And good weirdness, I think, is letting yourself be affected. Letting yourself receive that attention, letting your body go, oh, yes, thank you. I needed a little bit more here. It's like our cats have no qualms about like here, I want attention here. I want attention here. And so let your body tell you where you would like attention. Give yourself some of that rich attention. So the could also be soaking, the kind of attention that just lands there and then just stays there, like an attention compress. Notice if there's a place in you that's going like, oh, I could just use some sustained attention. You can also meet that attention from the inside. You can meet, like, I can meet where I'm touching from the inside. I can let my attention come to meet my touch. That's a very rich exchange that allows you to create more presence inside yourself. And then going out again, looking out, I'd like you to imagine somebody or some buddies that you're thinking, oh, I'd like to give them some attention right now. I can feel what's going on there. Like you may be thinking of the folks that are dealing with this hotel, this condo collapse in Florida. You might be wanting to give them your attention. That attention I have found I can give across time and space. So let yourself notice someone or something out there that you'd like to give your attention to. And I'd like you to have that be like the kind of attention like the water that gets sprayed and it comes from a continuous renewal. So notice that the reservoir, if you're giving yourself attention, becomes completely renewable and infinite. So letting that go out, letting that land, and then coming back to you. I noticed that doing that, I can feel that, especially in my heart area. So I want to give some attention to how I'm responding to what's going on out here. And that the circulating of your attention, giving some to you, giving some out here, is the very best thing that you can do to increase your presence, to increase the sense of loving presence that you have for whatever's going on. And then what we can do is add in love scoops to that because there's still so much fear that we're all dealing with and unwinding and feeling good and then feeling scared again and feeling like you want to go out and then you want to go back into your cave. All of that, I want to invite you to honor. That's all very much a part of what's going on. And so I'd like you to imagine that all that love you've been circulating and all those sprinkles and everything, all of that water is now in a little pool that you have your feet in. It's your own kitty love pool. So I'd like you to just fill that up. You can put sprinkles in it, you can put love in it, you can put little rainbows in it, whatever it would give you joy. Just put that in your kiddie pool. I'm letting my feet now go splashy splashy in my love pool, and you can also then scoop up that love. And I'm feeling today that I'm really wanting it more as like a shower. I'm going to scoop it up and then let it shower over me. So here's the thing too with love scoops is use your torso, involve your torso because that brings your whole being into presence. When you're just using your arms, just do for a minute what some people call love scoops, but I call windmills. Like someone will say, I'm doing love scoops, I'm doing love scoops. So notice that it doesn't really increase your sense of love for you. But if you let yourself reach, so I'm going to just stand up. So I've got a big love pool here. I'm going to reach and scoop and then let that soak in. So that when you reach and include your torso, and then you let it land, and then notice that you still have plenty. There's still plenty in the love pool, so you can do jumping, wiggling, making the water ripple, and then scooping some more and letting it either flow over you, touch you. Now let yourself scoop, and I'd like you to let it send it out. Scoop up some love and send it out so that your play and your practice over the week is about circulating and receiving and circulating and letting it land and letting it soak in so that you're playing with the rhythms that support you most. And whenever you get stuck, the key move is just shift your attention a few times and you'll get the flow going again. So notice, take a moment and notice. I certainly feel more flow and more circulation than we started. So let yourself notice that. And you did that, that you've created more flow for yourself and for others now that you're going to meet throughout the week. Your presence is a source of nutrient, not only for you, but everybody you contact, because you can give your presence and your connection, even if you never have a conversation. So I invite you to enjoy that over the week. And thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to take my leave now, but I'm going to invite you to unmute and stay and converse and ask questions if you like. And thank you so much for being here. Until next time.